Hey guys, so I just wanted to make this video to give you some technique tips and pointers to point out in our swims, and in my swims as well, so that we can work on them these next couple days in practice. And then if we fix them and tweak them a little bit, that is definitely going to help improve our time. We need all the help we can get in order to get to states. So there's a few things that I want to point out that each of us can work on, and that's going to help drop our times in these relays. So first we're going to look at Aakash. And Aakash, what I want you to see is what you do in this swim and many of the other swims is you glide into the wall on your flip turn, right there. Alright, so we're going to rewind this, and we're just going to watch it one more time. Okay, watch your last stroke, how you glide into the wall. Okay, so what I want you to see is that you are spending a long time gliding into your turn. I timed on a stopwatch from the point where your hand hits the water right there, okay, until you flip and your feet hit the wall. I timed that with a stopwatch, and that's 1.6 seconds in this video. So 1.6 seconds from here to here. Okay, and that's just 1.6 seconds of pure gliding. There's no speed being generated here. All you're doing is kicking, and you're just looking at the wall with your head up, eyes forward, right there. So you're not carrying any speed. It's just 1.6 seconds, again, of just kind of slow gliding, and that all can be eliminated. So what I want you to see is that you are so far away from the wall on this last stroke. Your last stroke going into the flip turn, as soon as your hand hits the water, that should initiate the flip. So the hand hits, and then the head follows the hand down, and that starts the flipping motion. So your hand hits here, and you don't start to flip until you get to about here. So what that means to me is your last hand has got to hit somewhere closer to right there. So take another stroke, do whatever you need to do, but you should start flipping now. And your body should be closer to the wall right now. So just think about that, and you're going to see that you glide into the wall like this many times on the next couple of videos. So that's something that you can work on. And that's just easy time that you can take off. 1.6 seconds if you're closer to the wall. If you take out 1.6 seconds of gliding time, that's a huge difference in your split. Huge difference. So just be thinking about that. Really nailed that turn, Nick. That was great. Strokes were timed out perfectly. What we're going to see here is I'm going to breathe on my last stroke into the wall right there. That's unacceptable. I'm going to get another breath during the turn right there. So I don't need one right here. And that's something that we all do at least once in this video that I'm going to show you, is we breathe on our last stroke into the wall, and we just can't do that. We're going to get a breath during the turn. We don't need to breathe into the ball. So I got to do better. Really long stroke there into the finish. It's hard to see because it's far away. But if you watch carefully, I really glide into that finish. I'm just hanging there till I get to the wall. So we got to make sure that we time out our strokes. I have to make sure that I time out my strokes on the turn and on the finish. All right, Jackson, this is something that you do a lot that can cut down on time. So you held your breath for the entire first 25. Great job there. But the negative of that is you come off the turn and you breathe on your second stroke right here. So it is hard to see, but I think it's easier if we watch it in real time to see that your head does go to the side and you do breathe. So as you come off of this wall, you've got a lot of momentum because you just were able to basically reset your speed by pushing off the wall. So you got all this speed coming off and you break out and it's going good. And then you take a breath and you're kind of losing that momentum. So I challenge you to not breathe for 3-4 strokes off of the turn. That's just going to carry your momentum better into the final lap. So if you need to breathe once on the first lap in order to do that, go ahead. Just don't lose momentum off the turn because you're breathing on the second stroke. Also, you really hug this lane line on the way back. You are really close to it, almost hitting it. So make sure we're swimming over that black line the whole time. Alright guys, so next we're going to look at Aakash and your start. Okay, this is kind of interesting. So Aakash, you tend to be the slowest off of the start out of everybody. Now I'm going to do this in slow motion. I just want you to see that both of these swimmers are hitting the water. The water's here, and you are still up there. Alright? So their reaction time is just flat out better than yours. They hear the beep and they get off the block faster than you do. You don't have a bad start. It's just you've got to start your start faster. Their reaction to the beep is better. They're starting their swim earlier than you are. And that just gives them basically a head start to the race. So you're going to see that you are slower off the blocks generally most of the time than the other swimmers. So that's just something you got to work on, is that reaction time. React to the beep. Again, just a little bit long on this turn here. Try not to look at the wall. Finish that last stroke and go right into your flip. And then we have a little bit of a circle swim here. You went from one side of the lane to the other. Other than that, it looks good though. Jackson, you probably breathe. Yep, you do. So you breathe your second stroke off the wall again. Again, that's just, you had a reset in momentum at the turn, and you're going fast, and that's just losing some of your speed right there in that breath. Just keep your head down for a few strokes there. And Nick, here on your breakout, I want you to see how high up your head is on your breakout. I mean, you could almost get a breath of air right there if you wanted to. Your head is so high up. So that just shows me that on this breakout, you're focused more on coming up and breaking the surface versus going forward into the swim. So you want your momentum to carry you forward, not up. So just think about that on your breakout. The rest of the swim, your head is fine, but you just really seem to come up on that breakout. Okay, and then you also breathe on your second stroke off the wall here. Right there. We got 1, 2, and then a breath. Eliminate that. Pretty good flip there. If you want to go back and watch that in slow motion, there's not much time between my last stroke and when I flip. I do circle swim here, though. I started out by swimming at about here, and I'm finishing here. That's just extra yards that we don't need. But other than that, that was a great swim by all of us. Alright, we're back with Aakash doing backstroke on the relay. And I want you to see again that you're the last one in the water, so they call... You know, all these kids are in, right here. All these kids are in, and you are still in the air. So again, it's not that you have a bad start. It's just that your reaction time is a little bit slower than the other kids. I mean, you got to really think about that. React to the beep. I believe this is going to be a long turn as well. Yeah, a little long on the turn. So again, you know, make sure your last stroke is closer to the wall so that you don't have that pause before you flip. I don't think... Oh, jeez. I don't think there's anything to comment about Nick's swim. I think Nick's swim is pretty good. A little long on the turn there. And my swim was pretty good. I don't breathe into the wall. That's good. I spend probably too long underwater here. It's a 50, so you really want to get up and swim, but I break out at probably like 10 meters. So that might be a little bit too long. Jackson, on this swim, you're going to end up being too long on your last stroke here. So again, like I was saying with Aakash, and everybody has this problem at points, you know, you don't want to have that glide time after your last stroke. So your last stroke hits, you can take another stroke there. If you realize that you're, you know, kind of in between one stroke and two strokes, just do two super fast strokes here and have that second stroke lead right into your flip. It's going to cut some time off. You don't breathe second stroke off the wall, though. That's pretty good. Hugging the lane line again on the way back, but other than that, that's good. Alright, so this is conference now. This is filmed on my dad's phone. He left his camera. So Aakash, this start is much better. You're basically even with everybody else. That's good. That's what we need at regionals. Then this turn, though, is going to be the worst. This was 1.9 seconds. I timed that. 1.9 seconds of glide here. So, again, that's just... It's just painfully long. Painfully long. On the glide there, we got to eliminate that. Take another stroke. Finish closer to the wall. Nick, your leg looks pretty good. The tempo is just slightly slower than it was at FSPA. You went off at FSPA. Like you were going pretty insane. But tempo is not a tech suit thing. So your split is slower because of the tech suit, but the tempo... You swim faster with a higher tempo, so you really got to make sure that you hit that. Also, your last two strokes are long, right here and here, because you're trying to finish. If you're in between taking 2 long strokes or 3 fast strokes, if I were you, I would have taken 3 fast strokes there. Tempo is the key for your breaststroke. So 3 fast strokes there at the end. That's going to get you to the wall faster than 2 long strokes. This 50 is not a very good one for me. I breathe way too many times. I've already breathed twice on the first 25. I'm going to come off this wall and I'm going to breathe on my second stroke right there. That's 3 times. 4 times. And I breathe again under the flags 5 times. 5 times in a 50 is just way too much. Way too much. Pretty good there, Jackson. You don't breathe on your second stroke. That's good. And then the finish was strong, so nice job there, guys. All Alright, now we got the free relay. Another pretty good start from Aakash here. Just slightly behind. But you can see Aakash and this other boy right here are pretty even. The other kids beat them by a little bit, but other than that, good start for Aakash. Still a little long on this turn. And you can see there, this is really a great angle of it, you can see there that when you're long on the turn, you're here and you have two options. Either glide until you're really close to the wall, or glide until you're close enough to the wall, and then reach the rest of the way with your feet. So I want you to see how your legs are almost straight here. Okay, you're trying to reach to the wall with your legs because you're not close enough when you start flipping. So when you do your flip turn, you want to be as tight as possible. You want your heels to be down by your butt, like you're doing a cannonball. Or when you do your double front flip off the diving board, you know, you want to be in a tight ball. So another reason to take that last stroke closer to the wall is you can be tighter on that flip, which makes the flip faster. Alright, so this is Jackson now. Jackson, you're going to see on this one, you do breathe on your second stroke off the wall. Just eliminate that. Alright, here's me. Oh, never mind. This is Nick. Nick, this right here, breath on the last stroke before the turn. That's bad, and then also you're spending this time gliding, looking at the wall. Okay, so two negatives there. The split was a 25-28. That's probably a big part of that right there, is that breath before the turn, and then the glide into the turn. Also, those two dolphin kicks can be faster. I don't mind only doing 2 dolphin kicks, but it's a 50. They got to be as fast as possible. Touch long on that turn. My tempo is also slower than normal. I breathe before the flags. We gotta hold our breath. I gotta hold my breath. Alright, now we're at districts. So Aakash, I just want you to watch this in real speed. Listen to them say, take your mark. Listen to the beep as you watch yourself. And just, you can see the delay between the beep and when you start moving. So again, nobody's going to be perfect. But it seems to me like you're always the slowest one off the blocks. So that's something that can really bring your time down. We're hugging this lane line here. You're almost hitting it. And then again, we're long on this turn. Okay, that last stroke, instead of here, it's got to be closer to the wall so you can go right into your flip. And you're going to see you pop up right here, and you're going to end up finishing way over here. So you're doing 50 yards plus whatever the width is that you swim as well. That's just extra yardage and extra time added onto the swim. So we just got to swim in straight lines. If you're on your stomach, look at that black line on the bottom and swim above it. Nick, your swim looks good. That turn was timed perfectly. The only thing is you're going to see that you're a little bit long on your last 2 strokes coming into the finish. Right there, especially the last one. So again, feel free to take 3 fast strokes instead of 2 longer ones. My dolphin kicks and my tempo can be a little faster here. You're also going to see that I breathe right here That's basically under the flags. Right here. If we're talking about going to states, I can hold my breath for 5 more yards. We all can. Long on that last stroke as well. Okay, so you breathe on your second stroke. Also, what I want you to do is we're going to go back and you're going to see, just watch a few strokes of your tempo. Watch as soon as you break out. Watch your tempo here on this first lap, and then watch your tempo on the second lap. I mean, you just kill that first lap. You come off the turn, you breathe on your second stroke. It's not that great. And then you're going to see your tempo just seems to slow down. Especially here. Just the farther you swim, the slower the tempo gets. So make sure we keep that tempo up for the entire time. Alright, this is the last one. District's 200 free relay. Here we go again. Aakash with the reaction. And I just want to show you, what I can see. They're in the water already and you're not. So, just faster reaction time. Again, too open on your flip turn. These legs, your knee is almost out of the water here. They got to be tucked close to your butt. It's got to be a tight, fast flip on all of our flip turns. And everybody on this relay can do a better job of that. Also, that last breath. Okay. So you breathe here. You're about, I'd say, 11 yards away from the wall. And you're going to swim, and you're going to take some stroke, and then you're going to breathe here. That's basically under the flags. If we're talking about going to states, again, I think you can hold your breath for 5 more yards. Strong finish, though. I like the lunge at the end. Jackson, you're going to be too long on this last stroke before that turn. Also, your turn was more open. It's got to be a tighter ball. And you breathe on that second stroke off the wall. Tempo's going down a little bit at the end. Can't do that. The one thing we really can't do is breathe into our turn right here. And then you're going to see you glide, and then you are also really open on your turn. Your hips are really high, so that's why so much of your leg is out of the water. But really, we got to bring those heels to our butt and be a tighter ball when we flip. You're also going to see that you breathe here, your second to last stroke. Again, if we're talking about going to states or not, comes down to tenths of a second. You can hold your breath for this one last stroke that it takes. So you're going to breathe here, and then watch, you're also going to end on a very short stroke. You basically punch the wall. So you're done right here, and you jam your finger. We're going to see this in a few seconds. But also, Nick has hit the wall, all right, and my feet are still on the block. So watching this real time, we all thought that this was really close, didn't we? Like we were doing safe starts, and I kind of cut it close. Again, the perfect start would be here. My toe is just barely on. That would be perfect if that's when Nick hits the wall, okay? But he's already hit. So this is what we need to try to do at regionals. And then, of course, that's what I did at districts. So just go aggressive with the start, and then Nick you finished on a short stroke. So make sure we really time our finish, and you're going to see you come up with a jammed finger right there. Long there on that turn, and I'm open on my flip turn as well. I got to make a tighter ball. A little long on the finish, but it was a good lunge on my last stroke. I really throw my body into it at the end and punch that wall. That was good. 138.27. So anyway, you guys, just wanted you guys to see those races and see the little technique things that we can work on. So the good thing is that a lot of us have one thing or two things that we consistently do every race that take minimal effort, and we can fix them. So like Aakash, something as simple as a better reaction time can cut 0.1, 0.2 seconds off of your 50. Taking one more stroke on the backstroke, that time from the last stroke to the flip goes from 1.6 seconds down to 0.6, or, something much faster. So anyway, I just wanted to point out, and everybody, not just Aakash and not just Nick or whoever, everybody, including myself, have things that we can work on. And I wanted to show them to you guys so you can see them for yourselves, because every little thing that we do counts, and every little thing that we do makes a difference when it comes down to making it to state. Every 100th, every 10th of a second, we got to take advantage of. So I wanted you to see this, take notes if you want, learn from it, apply these things in practice the next couple days so that when Wednesday rolls around, we can go out there and kill it at regionals.